And I know I'm way behind on getting those recordings on the website, for which I apologize. Anyway, Annunciation Latin class, Capitulum Septimum, Pars Tertia, or Chapter 7, Part 3. And we'll begin with our Oratio Initialis. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. Okay, I thought I would start off with some miscellanea, or miscellanea in English. Today is the feast of Saint Lawrence the Martyr. He was a deacon in Rome. And he's the one that was martyred by being put on the gridiron, and is reported to have said, I'm done on this side, please turn me over. I don't know how far back that story goes, but he was certainly martyred. Lots of churches in Rome are dedicated to him. He was a very popular saint. And
and I thought I was sick, which you just said. But I hate to say it, I love it.
Oh, no. He was, well, keep in mind that the emperor was forcing him to
abdicate his religion.
Well, but no, more than that, he was being forced to give all of the scriptures and treasures of the church to the Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So he's often venerated as a protector of the church. And he also said, all right, come back here tomorrow and I'll show you the treasures of the church. So he brought a bunch of the poor with him, which didn't go over real well with the emperor and company. But the other thing is, who has heard of the Lacrima Sancti Laurentii? Who can tell me what that means? Let's start with that.
The St. Lawrence River?
No, what's lacrima? We had it in
lacrima.
We had it in the lesson.
Lacrima.
Tears.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tears. Yeah.
The tears of St. Lawrence. Now, what are the tears of St. Lawrence? This is your trivia question.
The tears of St. Lawrence.
I had to get my phone unmuted. I thought it was the drops of blood.
Nope. Today is the height of the Perseid meteor shower.
Oh, wow.
So since it occurred on the feast of St. Lawrence,
I wouldn't have guessed that.
It is referred to as the tears of St. Lawrence. Now, they knew they were not St. Lawrence's tears. They knew very well that meteors were an upper atmospheric phenomena. They didn't know what exactly, but they knew it was upper atmosphere. And so, but it was coined as the tears of St. Lawrence. And so if we actually, actually Alex and Allison, since they're probably up there in that frigid northwestern Arctic of Montana and Colorado, could probably go out tonight and see them. If you live in Houston, like I do, forget it. You can barely see the North Star, much less. In fact, if you see any of the meteors coming in, you're probably out of duck because they're probably pretty big. We're kind of, because of all the city lights and the high humidity, it pretty much washes out the sky.
So, I remember driving a friend of mine out away from town one night to watch a meteor shower. I don't know if it's the same one or not.
Oh, there's plenty of them during the year. So, yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that there. But let us get back to the matter at hand, and that is namely section 3 of chapter 7. I think we did get all the way to end of chapter 2.
Yes, we did.
We did. Dominus servus mala et.
Right.
Yeah, Dominus servis mala et piradat. And somebody asked if it was customary for them to give the such things to the servants. And the
Servants,
answer
right.
is yes, if they were the household slaves. They
Hey,
would.
Michael, I've got a question on the pronouns because I got a thing about them. The gender of the pronoun matches the. Okay, like if we say that Julia was in her cubicle, because Julia in cubiculo suo. I keep wanting to match it to the gender of the noun. Like I would match it to Julia instead of cubiculum. So
No, that's correct.
No, yeah, you're
okay,
right.
so
That's right.
would it be sua, not suo? Because I keep saying suo.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
I think that's what's been confusing me. Is I'm trying to
All
match it
right.
to the wrong
You
thing.
said the pronoun, not the possessive adjective.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So you would say ella in cubuculo suo.
Okay, so the
Ella would
possessive,
stand in for Julia,
right?
because
Right.
she's a she.
And
And then the suo goes with
Cubucula.
cubuculum, meaning bedroom, but in cubuculo.
So it goes with the object that is being
That is,
possessed.
yes, adjectives always match gender in case of the noun they are modifying.
So it's not suo, it'd be suum, right?
No, because you're taking the dative there. I mean the ablative, sorry. In
Okay.
cubuculo suo.
Good. Where do we start with number 3? Because I got a question on the very first sentence. But I'll start it if you want.
All right. Well, let's ask the question first.
Okay. Well, it says Amelia cum delia e perstilio in atrium intra. The part that blows my mind is the e pistrilio in atrium. One is the ablative and the other one's the dative. And I'm sitting there going, why? I don't understand why persist. Blah, blah, I can't see you got your thing over it. Perstilio wouldn't be in the dative like atrium, because you're showing motion.
Well, hold on. Let's sort out things. In atrium.
Yeah,
So
in
atrium is
intra.
not in the dative, it is in the accusative.
I mean the accusative. I'm sorry, the accusative. Oh God.
Okay. Let's straighten that out. Now, A is short for X.
Okay.
Just like a and op.
Right.
And have E and X.
Uh-huh.
So that is a preposition. And X, let's use X for the moment. Just
Okay.
kind of clarify it. So ex peristilo is from
the
peristelium. Yes.
Into the atrium.
So she went from the peristelium into the atrium.
Okay, Michael, this is the part that gets me. You just said she's going from the perstilio.
Right.
Okay, so that to me, I says, well, wait a minute, that shows movement. So why?
Yes, it does. Movement from.
But it's still a preposition. I mean, it's in the ablative.
Well, yeah, because X takes the ablative. It's the preposition here that is forcing it to be the ablative here.
Okay.
And generally speaking, ablatives indicate separation. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So from the peristelium.
See, then you have in atrium,
Intra enters
right
into the atrium.
That's where it shows the motion.
Right. And we have two different motions. We have a from and we have an into.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny that the from is in the ablative and the other one is not.
Right.
And that's what it kind of went.
That's exactly what you do with cities. So if I would say I am coming from Tusculum to Rome, I would say Tusculo Romam,
Romam. Right.
or he is. We don't know that. We don't know what
Right.
what Igo is yet. You're going to get that. It's quite a few chapters away, but eventually you get the first.
No, well, we've already had a little bit of it in the previous section, I think, or previous chapter.
Yeah, and so
When it talks about the roads and stuff,
yeah, all those roads you went.
they say, yeah, via
Yeah.
Peclo
So
to Roma.
Tusculum to Rome,
Tusculum to
Tusculo, Roma.
Right, correct.
Yeah. And with cities, you don't need the prepositions.
See, and that's the other thing.
So,
I know it's gonna brain
well,
freeze.
you can use them,
Uh-huh.
but you'll be looked down upon as very déclassé.
Well, I'm lower class. What can I tell you?
Oh, well, then you're okay.
All right, you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, sure. So let's see here. Let's try, well, let's see, how much do we have? This is actually a fairly long section.
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
Well,
I'm
let's see.
studying hard.
Well, let's do this part anyway. Let's start.
Okay. Well, I was willing to go all the way down to the bottom of the page. Okay.
All right. Well, go for it then.
God, I opened my mouth.
That's
Well,
true. Well, hey, everybody. He volunteered, right? We heard him, right?
The first thing they teach you when I went to boot camp, a former Marine that was already Marine says, "Don't volunteer for nothing."
Yes.
I blew that one. Okay.
Yeah, well, you see that there's a you mispronounced it. It's not volunteer, it's voluntold.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, continue.
Okay. Emilia cum Delia e epistulio in atrium intrat leta ad ilium addit emque salut.
Yes.
Salutat.
Salutat. Emque salutat. Yeah.
Okay. What it says is Amelia with Julia.
Delia, please.
Or Daily. Well, Daily. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You can pronounce that Delilah, maybe, if you wish.
Well, okay. Delia, they come out of the Perstilio and go into the atrium, and they're glad. And they're glad because they oh God, this is where it gets a little crazy, but they go.
This is actually a little bit tricky.
They go towards
consolation. So go ahead.
They go towards Julius and approach him. They go towards Julius, and God, how do I say this? And when they approach him, they salute him.
They greet him.
Or greet him. Or salute him.
Close. Well, let me point out something.
Okay.
Intrat, plural or singular?
Singular.
Right. Audit, plural or singular?
Singular.
Salutat.
Salutat, greets.
Is yeah, but plural or singular?
Singular.
You were saying they.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant
so Emilia
right.
is happy.
Because she's approaching.
She goes to Julia. To Julius.
Right.
And greets him.
Right. Yeah.
All we know is Delilah there was just along for the ride. We haven't said anything about Delilah other than
she's a servant. She doesn't count.
Well, no, it would be suitable for her to greet him as well. But the focus here is Emilia or Emilia. So we don't know. We don't know what Delia is doing other than tagging along at this moment. So don't say they were happy. Maybe Delia was. Who knows? I don't know. But Emilia, who was happy, who went who went to Julius and saluted him.
Okay.
Because
I was looking at a compound subject, Emilia in Delia.
Well, it isn't. Okay.
I know.
If I said I am going to the store. That's singular. If I said my wife and I are going to the store, we change that to plural. But if I said,
Well, yeah, but then you'd also show the verb would be.
well, yeah, but
verb, so that
what
would
I'm
be the
saying,
game.
but if I say I with my wife, we would say, or I with my checkbook is going to the store. That
Singular.
with does not make it a compound subject. It's still
Correct.
singular. It's still I'm the one doing the action.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, go ahead. Next.
Okay,
sentence.
then Amelia viro suo osculum dat.
Right,
Amelia kisses her man,
right.
and then Julius Amelia osculum dat, and
Yes.
Julius kisses her back.
Yeah. And osculum is sort of a polite kiss. Okay.
Like on the cheek.
A peck on the cheek. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually not. Yeah, it'd be. We'll call it a social kiss. Okay.
So they're not swapping spit. Huh?
Yeah. I point that out because, and that's why I had Basium up. It is a kiss. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me get the other dictionary, which is a little more harder to read, but a little more.
Okay.
Basium is an amorous or lewd kiss. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's say passionate is perhaps a little better term there. But an osculum is a bit of a peck, or it's not a.
Would that be the same thing as the Europeans? How when they greet each other, they kiss each other's cheek?
Yeah, that would be that would be
Like a greeting.
Good, whoops. Hold on, I got to get rid of
It'd be a double osculum.
There we go. No, I got to get rid of the macron. Yeah, it literally means a little mouth, a pretty mouth, or a sweet mouth. That is actually okay. Os. Oh yeah, let me explain that. Os. And actually, I think it's the next section we do body parts, or the section after. I've forgotten which chapter it was. No, I think the next section is taberna, which is the shop, and then the one after that is the body parts. Anyway, os means mouth. Okay. So an osculum, okay. Uxor can mean husband or wife. UXOR. An uxorcula is a diminutive form, which would be translated as roughly little wife. It is a term in endearment, although in today's society, you're probably thinking you're putting your wife down or something. Or little woman. There's a couple of different ways to translate that, but it was a term of endearment originally. So anything you see with the kula or kulum ending means that it is a diminutive, i.e., it means the little so-and-so. So osculum really literally means a little mouth. Okay.
Okay.
So now there's also a verb, oscula, which means to touch, to graze. And so what happens is osculum is also the word that means a simple kiss. Okay. Or the right of kissing between relatives. Okay, that's another. Well, that was osculius, the right of kissing between relatives of both sexes. So kind of like what you're referring to, what the Europeans do. So if you, so yeah, that's peck. Whereas basium, basium, is a more a kiss, but it's usually usually refers to a more passionate kiss. So I just thought I'd mention that.
Okay.
In case you're ever out and about and somebody speaks Latin to you, and if they're saying damihi basia, they're probably propositioning you. So, anyway, continue.
Now, isn't there a Latin dance type that's also busco or something like that? Is that related? I'm trying to remember the exact name of it.
A Latin dance that what?
You know, like the cha-cha, the tango. There, I think there's an
You mean the bossa nova?
no, no, not. There's something else. I know. I think what it was also Busco. Or I've heard it once, but a long time ago.
I
Bossa
haven't
Nova is
heard it.
close, but
Haven't heard of it. You look
okay.
it up, let me know.
All right.
It could be, since Spanish borrows a lot of vocabulary from Latin. Anyway, let's continue on here.
Okay. Ulius quid agit Ulia
Mhm.
Amelia Rosas carpet in Porto. Now I struggled over that very first question.
Okay.
Quid Julia, but I looked at the second one, her answer, and I kind of like deduced that what he's saying is, what is Julia doing?
Yep.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Ago, agit.
Means perform, and that's where I was going.
Well, it means drive. It has a
Right.
long,
Yeah,
huge.
but none of those would fit in there. I'm thinking drive.
Well, here, let me go ahead and put ago in this dictionary since it's easier to read. Okay, where is ago? Oh, here it is. Okay, there are no fewer than
Tell me about it.
45 definitions of ago. Ago gets it. The closest thing in English would be like do or go or set in motion.
Right, that's what I figured. Do.
Yeah, we say gratias agimus tibi in the Gloria, which means we give thee thanks. And as I said, ago, agita, agit, etc., is kind of an all-purpose word for doing something. So literally, it means yeah.
Okay, cool.
In English, you might say, "What's Julia up to?"
Yeah, I know. I kind of figured I'd stretch it and like use kind of like a slang, but I thought, yeah, it
Yeah,
worked.
or what's she doing? You know.
Yeah, what you doing? That's yeah.
Yeah.
And then Amelia answers, she's in the garden picking roses.
Right.
And then Ulius, Curie in hortum terri et vocat iam. Julius, he's telling, oh my God, he's telling the boys to run into the garden and call for her.
Right.
Okay, moving right along. Quintus curit, Marcus non curit, sed ambulat. Okay, Quintus is running. Marcus is not running. He's walking. Julius imperat, agi, curry, machi. Now he's a little mad. He's commanding Marchi, hey, run now.
Let's face it, Marcus would never make it in the Marines.
No.
Not with that attitude, anyway.
Julius would.
Oh, Julius would. Oh, yes, certainly.
Okay. And then, oh God, I'm going to butcher this word. Etiam Marcus curit.
Correct.
Pure.
Yeah, make it like an sound, not like a u sound.
Say it again, please.
Make it an sound. Current.
Current.
Yeah.
Current. Okay, current. Oh my God. Also, Marcos runs.
Yeah.
And then Perry, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the next word. Pueri per persilium in hortum cunt. Current. There's that word again. Current. Okay, the boys go through the persilium into the garden and run into the garden.
Right.
Okay, and then ilic atiam.
Autem.
Atem. Oh God.
Autem.
Right.
Like somebody just stuck you with a needle. Ow.
Like
well,
Atem.
of course, you may say something a little more colorful, but
don't.
Oh,
Atem, the sun god. The sun god from Egypt, Atem. Okay. Ilic Atem puella non est.
Right.
That's what that's saying is that the girl is not there.
Correct.
Pueri ex corte per Horto. I'm goddamn. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, Horto per persilium in atrium ambulant.
Atrium.
Atrium.
Atrium. There are no A sounds in Latin. Okay.
Atrium. Okay.
There's no. Let's see. Well, all right. Okay. If you think of that A as a long E, you might be able to make that sound. But an A is either an A or an A. I mean, basically, the long and short is pronounced the same for all practical purposes. Theoretically, you hold the long A slightly longer, but you'd be, you'd have to get out your stopwatch and an oscilloscope to see it. So, just what the other, the one good thing about is marking the long A's, you know where the accent goes. So the U is short, the I is short, the A is long, so here.
So it'd be atrium.
A is atrium. The
Atrium. Yeah, they are. I got to get that R in there.
The accent is on the ah. Anyway,
Okay.
let's
Puere
see.
ex
Go
horte per.
ahead.
Oh, okay. Puere ex horte per persilium in atrium.
Atrium. Ambulant.
There you go. Okay. The boys exit the garden and go through the persilium and walk into the atrium.
Yeah, okay. I would phrase that a little differently. The boys walk from the garden through the peristelium into the atrium.
Okay.
But not bad. Not bad. Okay.
Hey, Michael, is it peristelium or peristilum?
It is peristelium. Sorry. I'm
Okay.
picking up.
I want to make sure I'm not confusing myself.
Why? How do you say it? Peristelium.
Peristelum.
The Y that's a long.
It's a long It's a long I. Okay. Now, I don't know why they bother marking that. It's I don't think there's anything Y is not really a letter.
Correct.
In Latin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did, neither is a K. K's are not native, or Z's are not native, if you wish, to Latin. But what happened is the Romans like to borrow Greek words. And so there are letters that when they borrow them, they slip in the certain letter. In this case, it's a Y in order to get the right sound. So it's peristelum. So that Y is really a long I, which is
sounds like an E.
No, no, like an I. Sorry, like an E.
I thought you said E. Peristelium.
Yeah, you're right. Long E. Peristelum.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
So it is peristelum. And really, I think in English, it's what? Peristyle, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. I think in English, peristelum. I think that, it should be peristyle, part of the building. Oh, well, that's a lot of help. Thank you, dictionary. I believe in English, the word is called a peristyle.
Peristyle. Okay.
Actually, let me double check that. Let me look at my regular English dictionary here, just to make sure. Peristyle. Yep, peristyle is the English word. So here, let's see if I can make it speak.
Style.
Whoop, no, I want the whole word. Sorry.
Per.
No. Oh, I can't think. There it is. Speech. There we go.
Peristyle.
There we go.
Cool.
Yeah. So you can say peristyle when you're translating that. All right, next section. See how much, I think we got another page and a half here. Okay. There we go. How about up to there? Any volunteers?
I'll go if you can handle my husband singing in the background.
As long as he sings on key.
Well,
And-
he
and
never
if
was
you-
one to hold a tune, or so we'll just wing it. Okay. Marcus, Julia neque in horto neque in peristilo est. So Marcus is saying Julia is not in the garden, nor she's in the peristilo. Emilia,
Peristyle.
peristyle, I'm sorry. Emilia, este Sira in horto? And Emilia's asking, is Sira in the garden? Quintus, non est. Nulla ancilla illic est. Quintus says, nope, no women there. Or no women servants there.
Or handmaidens, whatever.
Or handmaidens.
However you want to say that.
Yeah. Emilia, non solum Julia, sed etiam Sira abest. Delia, e ad cubiculum Juliae. So Amelia is non solum Julia. Okay, would you said etiam Sira abest? So abest, so Sira is gone. Okay, she's saying that Julia is not alone. Sira is with her.
No,
I'm guessing.
No,
no,
No?
no, no,
no,
no.
no.
Solum here,
Go ahead.
okay. Solum can mean soul, S-O-L-E, but it can also mean alone.
Right,
Mhm.
that's the interpretation I was using.
So tu solus sanctus, tu solus dominus, etc. Okay.
Right.
So not only Julia, but also Sira
Is absent.
missing, gone, not there.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about the rest of the story where Sarah has been in the room with her, and that's where my brain was headed.
Well, she is.
but
all
Amelia
Amelia's
doesn't know that,
saying
so
is
she's
not
yeah.
only is Julia not there, but neither is Sira.
Okay. I saw Solomon. I was thinking she's saying Julie's not alone because Sarah is gone to be
Well,
with
that
her.
and,
So-
and
That's
to
right.
be fair, that is a way that is an accepted meaning of the word, as I said.
right.
It can mean only, but it can also
Being alone.
well, you could, all right, you could translate
Wait.
it as not only Julia, but also Sira is gone or is out
Okay,
of the
I
way.
see that.
So you have a couple different ways of playing with solus.
So what are you saying, solus or solum is?
It means,
I thought it meant like her. I thought it means that she's not alone. Julia is not alone.
well,
And-
okay,
but,
all right, hold on.
But Syria is also absent also, that she's up, so.
Yes. Well, okay, solum, well, here, let's go to the dictionary then.
Well,
Let's-
Solomon means son, and then God, I looked up that one.
No, S-O-L, solus. Okay. In general, alone, whoops. I clicked on the wrong thing. Let's see if I can get it back. Alone, only, single, or sole. Okay, S-O-L-E. So it can be alone, it can be solitary, it can be nobody else. So you have to understand which exactly we're talking about. You see what I'm
Yeah, if you go to number 6 on that thing,
Yes.
it just.
Well,
no,
all right.
solum.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Negatively, non solum means not only. Yeah, not only, not merely, not barely, but also. I mean, you're going to have to massage
So-
the English.
So
a
it
bit.
means not,
So that's what they were using in the text.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
so solum
Okay.
then becomes not only instead of alone.
Yes, because it can mean alone or only. All right. All right. Let me put it this way: if I am alone in a room, I am the only one there.
Okay,
Right. So solus can mean either thing, meaning I am alone or I am the only one there. In this case, depending upon how you want to translate it, you can use either alone or only. You can say not only Julia, but also Sira is missing.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Or you can say, well, no, alone isn't going to fit.
No, it doesn't.
There's no way to, yeah, you're
I was
gonna-
struggling with that one too.
yeah, you'd have to take out your hammer and beat the round peg into the square hole on that one.
I guess so, yeah.
And by the way, that's quite common in going between Latin and English, and why it's important to read the Latin and understand it.
Well, what gets me is you were able to go right to the root and then look up the root word.
Yep.
And that's where that again, I'm sitting there going, well, what's the root of solemn? I go, well, maybe.
Well, okay, but
Solum?
you have scriba.
Yes,
So you
sir.
can say SOLUM, and it'll show you solum, okay, yeah, all right. And then oh, interesting. It is not showing you, oh wait, interesting. All right, hold on a
I
second.
know I was struggling with that one.
Yeah, the tool that I like to use a lot is a website. It's Online Latin Dictionary, and I can search within
Yeah,
the
well,
various
here we go.
forms.
Yeah,
Ooh.
well, the same thing here. I mean, this searches within the declensions as well.
Okay.
You just happen to have a few that came out. There's a couple of different forms of solus, and what he wanted was this one. So if you don't know which one you want necessarily, you can get into a trouble there. So anyway, but let's press on here.
Okay. So the last sentence is Delia e ad cubiculum Juliae. So
Uh-huh.
then she's ordering Delia to go to Julia's room.
Right.
Did I say Delia or Delia? Should be Delia.
It should be Dahlia.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Go on, or you want another victim?
Well, let's choose another victim.
Okay.
By the way, the word victim comes from the same root word as volunteer.
Serious?
No,
It sounded good though.
sounds good.
Sure does. Oh, that's funny.
Maria, how about you?
Silence.
Sure.
Yay.
I'm starting with Delia ad cubiculum Juliae ostium pulsat aperit in cubiculum intrat. Delia goes to the room of Julia, knocks on the door, opens the door and enters the room.
Very good.
Illic non solum Julia, sed etiam sira est. Is this illic the one that says on the contrary?
Yeah, illic, it means there.
Oh, Julia is not alone there, but Sira is also there.
Yeah, etiam is a kind of an all-purpose word.
Right.
It means et and yam. So it can be translated a couple of different ways into English, depending upon how you want to play it. Also would be a good translation in this case.
Okay. So the last sentence I had to look at all the words and all the possible declension or like forms, like is it noun plural, genitive singular?
Okay.
So the eyes of the sentence is oculi Juliae pleni sunt lacrimarum.
Very good.
The eyes of Julia are full of tears.
Right. Or Julia's eyes are full of tears. Either
Yes, so
one.
it was helpful to look at each word and identify, is it nominative, plural, genitive, singular. So it took me some time to get the last sentence.
Mhm.
Okay.
I do the same thing. So
All right, let's pick off, here we go. Let's do one more. That was a short section. Go ahead, Maria. One more line.
Okay, Delia, veni in atrium Julia, ilit pater tuus de expectat.
Yep.
Come to the atrium Julia, your father is expecting you there.
Oh, exactly. Okay.
Uh,
All right. I will do, let's see, who else we got left here? Adam, you are strangely silent.
He's still silent.
You're still silent, Adam. Well, he may have stepped out for a second. Oh,
Yeah,
there
I
we
was about to say he
go.
may have walked away.
Yeah, all right. Who we got left here? Jenny, are you still online?
Yeah, they're dropping like flies.
Yes, I am. It takes me a minute to get the darn phone to pull up the unmute button.
Yeah, my wife is actually on an iPhone, which I find amazingly challenging because of the small screen for this sort of thing. But
Well, I'm used to reading on
she
it.
does it very well. I'm really quite impressed. Anyway, go ahead.
You want me to read what's highlighted?
Yeah.
Okay. Julia oculos et nasum terget rosum sumit cubiculo.
Ridiculous.
Cubiculo. Thank you. How do you pronounce the X? Eight?
You mean this?
No, EXIT. The next
Oh, exit.
exit. Okay.
Just like the English.
Sierra et Delia post eam exunt. Julia
Hold on. Hold on. Exeunt.
That's what I said. Exeunt.
Oh,
Julia in atrium ad Julium currit. Is it eque?
eque.
Eque. I should know that. Osculum dat.
Okay. Now, what does it mean?
Since I'm behind on the vocabulary, I'm not sure. Julia's eyes. I don't think terget means what I think it means. I think
It means
Well,
white.
she was crying.
yeah.
So what should she do with her eyes and her nose?
Wiped.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Terget means to wipe, to clean, to dry.
Yeah. Rosum would be red. Sumit.
Rose.
Rose.
It's and they're rosy.
No.
And
Sumit means she picks up the rose.
she picks up the rose.
Remember, she was picking roses.
Yeah. I don't know what cubiculo means.
Ridiculous.
Bedroom.
Leaves the bedroom.
Uh-huh.
Sierra.
Well, wait. What is E? E is her?
No, A is from. It's X. So she leaves from
that's
the
right.
bedroom.
Okay,
From
that's
the
right.
bedroom.
Okay.
Or leaves the
Syria.
bedroom if you wanted the short form. So
I'm better at explaining this in Latin, but Sierra and Delia leave after.
leave after her. Yeah.
Yeah. Julia in the atrium. Osculum. The rest of it, I'm not sure.
Okay. Julia runs
Yeah.
to Julius
Is
in the
in
atrium
the atrium.
and eique osculum dat and gives him a kiss.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll do the next couple here.
All right, if
Julia,
you need help, let me know.
fair enough.
Okay.
Julia, ecce rosa, non e pulchra est hec rosa. So Julia says, look, a rose. Isn't this rose beautiful? Julia says, nulla rosa tam pulchra est quam filia mea. No rose is as beautiful as my daughter.
Mhm.
Julius filiae suae osculum dat. Julius gives his daughter a kiss. Iamne lacrimant Julia. Okay, yam is from that Etiam, which means
Mhm.
now, or yeah, which literally means, is Julia crying right now? Imo leta est et ridet. Ridet. So the imo means not at all, by no means. So, is she crying now? The answer is by no means. She is happy and she is laughing.
I get the impression she has her father wrapped around her little finger.
No, I think no, maybe. I don't know. We'll see later. But
Or maybe he sees that she's been crying. He's
yeah, she's we don't know how old she is, but she's probably relatively young, maybe 6 or 7,
Probably the baby of the family. So
definitely the baby of the family. And she has 2 brothers, one of which is a real pain in the
Mhm.
gluteus maximus, shall we say.
Codex.
I was going to say patootie. That's a technical term.
Well, podex is not a polite term. But yes, it's accurate. So anyway, Julius Fedus imo tam formosus est quam hoc malam ecce malam tuam Julia pater filiae malam magnum et formosum dat. Julia,
You forgot the first one where it talks Ulia num nasus meus fudus est.
oh, Julia asks,
Her nose.
yeah, my nose is ugly, isn't it?
Right.
And Julius says, Fedus, ugly. Imo, certainly not. Tam formosus est quam hoc malam. Your nose is as pretty as this apple. Okay. Ecce malam tuam, Julia. Behold your apple, Julia. Pater filiae malam magnum et formosum dat. The father gives the daughter a large and beautiful apple. Malam magnum et formosum. So big and beautiful apple. Julia malam terget et ante oculus tenet. Julia wipes her eye. Wipes the apple and holds it in front of her eyes.
Whoa, wait a second. God, the way I did it, I thought it was Julius wipes her eyes before she holds the apple, but that doesn't make sense.
Well, okay, here's terget, wipe, okay. What precedes terget? Malam.
Okay.
So she wipes the apple, and before her eyes.
And what her eyes?
Before her eyes, holds. Et ante oculus tenet.
And holds it before her eyes.
Yes.
Okay. Said it kind of backwards. That's kind of okay.
Yeah.
So I guess
No,
she kind of
did not
polishes
wipe
the
her
apple
eyes
with
and
her
then
hands.
held it.
And
She did not wipe her eyes and then hold. She did not wipe her eyes and then hold the apple.
She wiped the apple
She
and
wiped the apple and held it before
held
her
it to her eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's looking at it.
Correct.
So the lacrima mentioned earlier, that's the same thing as in the Salve Regina,
Yes.
where we say in
Hoc lacrimatum vale.
lacrimarum vale. Okay.
Yes, in this vale of tears or valley of tears, depending upon how
Yeah.
you want to translate. And vale, V-A-L-E, not V-I-L or
Yeah.
V-I-L. So, yeah,
It's-
a vale.
It's basically a
you remember hill
diminutive
and
of
dale. Well,
valley.
there were also vales, which were small depressions, as opposed to valleys, which tended to be deeper down. So, but yeah, same word. All right, how much more do we got here? Let's see, is we got anybody left?
Paragraphs.
No, all right, I'll do the rest.
Okay.
Julia, o quam formosum est hoc malum, quella leta malo suo osculum dat. So Julia, oh, how beautiful is this apple. The happy girl gives a kiss to her apple. Yes, and note, please note that the A over the or the macron, the long A over malum and malo, because the long A means it's an apple and the short A means it's an evil thing. So, so if she were like, you know, some sort of evil monster, she could say, oh, how beautiful is this evil? But no, that's not what she's saying. She's saying malum with a long A.
I was going to say that some kind of apple caused her that much joy.
Well, keep in mind that, you know, this is constructed for learning Latin. So there's a certain amount of, you know. Anyway, Julius, hoc pyrum etiam tuum est, Julia. Julius says, this apple is also yours, Julia. Julius ei pyrum dat. Julius gives to her an apple. Oops. Yeah, gives to
Wait,
her.
no, an apple.
Sorry, I said apple. I meant pear. Excuse me.
Thank you. It's a good thing I'm here to watch you.
Yeah, I was testing you. Jam puella et malum et pyrum habet. Now the girl has an apple and a pear. Emilia, etiam ancillis meus mala et pyrrha da. Emilia says, and give my handmaids apples and pears. Julius ancillus ad se vocat, et iis quoque mala et pyrrha dat. Julius calls, well, yeah, Julius calls the handmaidens to come to him, and he also gives them apples and pears.
Okay, hey, Michael, in the previous sentence, they instead of dot, they use da.
Yes.
What, that one is a little confusing to me.
Okay. What is the imperative form of dot? Or what is the imperative form of vocat? He calls.
Wait a minute. The imperative. Okay, I'm trying to think.
Imperative is the command form. So if I say,
okay, it's a voce, voce, V-O-C-E.
No, that's no. Vocat.
Okay.
He calls. Vocat means call. And we saw that, let's see, where was it?
No, you have vocat, but I didn't.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes, vocate. Yeah, currite in hortum pueri et vocate eam. Run into the garden, boys, and call her. Those are plural because he's talking about, you know,
The boys, right?
Marcus being the slacker.
Right.
So Julius says, Age cure marce. Age means
now.
sort of like get a move on.
Yeah, now.
Cure
Do it
means
now.
run. You know, Age, let's see, what would we say in I'm trying to think what the equivalent.
You're taking forever.
No, that's not quite what Age means. It really.
Well, I would
Move
say
it.
it means run now,
Yeah,
Mark.
well, I would say it means go run.
Or go now. Yeah, or go run.
Yeah, yeah, because ago means hey, you know, or age means hey, you know,
Yeah.
to set in motion. So yeah. So anyway, so there are the imperative forms. So we see curit, which is he runs, and then cure, which is the imperative form.
Mm-hmm.
So dot, let's see, where were we here? Yeah, dot is the active present form, and da is the imperative form. So she's not saying he gives pears and apples to, she's not saying he gives apples and pears to my handmaidens. He's saying give them. That is a command. Okay.
Got it.
So she's telling her husband to give pears and apples to her handmaidens because he's
Mhm.
already given them out to the kids and to the male servants. So Amelia naturally feels that her handmaidens should be, included in this.
And Michael, if I remember correctly, the last session, the last class, we were gonna talk about with the verbs, the different
Dictionary.
tenses.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
not.
the
I
pluperfect.
apologize. I did not
Okay.
get a chance to do that. I will put it on my list for next class.
Well, that's what I'm struggling with, like what you said, that right now I'm getting the nouns down really good, but now the verbs, oh man, they're throwing me for a loop.
Yeah, well, what to look at. Okay, let me get the yeah, here we go. All right. Let me do a share on this here. This one. Yeah, if you go back to well, it would be the file name is Latin. Oh, of course, this thing. Yeah, Latin 20 summary. And that has, let's see, declinatio, and eventually we're going to get to yes, Latin verbs. Here we go. There we go. So these are the declension. Sorry, the conjugate. Oh, good grief. That's wrong. That should say conjugation. Oh, dear me. There we go. Conjugation. So you have vocat and vocant, and then you have the passive vocatur, vocantur, but then the imperative is voca and vocate. So we know that dot looks like vocat, and the two are conjugated the same. So dot, dant,
Okay, but
dantur, da, and date.
Okay, but the one is present indicative, and then the other one's imperative. Okay,
Yeah, these are the
and
imperatives.
they're both present tense.
Yes,
Okay,
they're all present tense.
okay,
Well, imperative is always in present tense
because you're given a command.
yeah,
right?
do it now.
Do it now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're in the Marines, you understand do it now, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure some of my kids understand that now part, but anyway. So yeah, and this is the table you really, really want. Now,
Okay.
yeah, I'll go into the dictionaries next time. I apologize. This did not have time this week to.
And I hate to say this, but I got to regress. When you have them there, you have the endings ARE, ERE, with the long E, the short ERE, ERE, and then IRE.
Yep.
I'm sitting there, it's like I've seen vocare, but I could have sworn I saw vocat, but maybe I thought with an IT. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
Well, I don't think you'd see an IT, not vocit. Okay, this is the infinitive.
Well, check this out. The second one, secunda and prima. If you go away to the imperative, the singular and the plural, they both end. I mean, the plural, they end in te.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there going, see, this is where I get tongue tied, or not. My brain just kind of goes. I'm trying to put a pattern to this, and I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay. Well, I don't know if this is too early or not. I'll let you guys decide. as I said, I don't want to overwhelm you with some of the tables here because there are a lot of verb forms, but I'll show you this here. And I don't want you to, there we go. Here we go. Here, oh, okay. Part of the problem is we really haven't talked about verb forms very much.
Correct.
All you know are third person at the moment. We'll get to them later. We'll get to more of them. But this is all the endings for a first conjugation ARE verb. And by the way, dare is first conjugation. So this would be all of the endings. Now, if you had all of the endings in front of you, I would say that you can probably pick out the ending or the patterns better. The thing I don't want to do is give this to you too soon because it'll just weigh you down for the moment.
Understand.
So really try at the moment to stick with this one,
Okay.
which gives you the simple. So this is, voca or
Okay,
voca.
how did you know that like voca, vocare, that's a primary or first, and then haberi is a secondary, is second conjugation.
Yes.
That's the other thing. How do you determine what I guess you got to get to the root, right?
Well, okay. The book tells you, or it clues you in on it, depending upon the ending. If it's an AT, like vocat or dot,
Mm-hmm.
expectat, then it's first conjugation. Okay.
Yeah, the
There
problem
are
when you do the exercise, it asks for the ending, and that's where I'm going.
Yeah, well, keep this table handy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let me ask you this: when you go to the dictionary, if I look up vocat, it'll show. Well, I should look it up. What does it show on Scriba?
Yeah, here, let me add that to
Just for a joke. 'Cause I think you said you were going to show us. I mean, I know that the dictionary is supposed to give you a
well, okay.
figure out
Let's
the
put
root.
in vocat,
Okay.
and it shows you that the dictionary entry is voco.
Right, which doesn't help me at all
Why not?
because I'm going, what's Vaco? And well, then
means
it's
it's
Vacada,
call, to call
Vacaidi.
upon, summon.
Right. No, yeah. Well,
And then you can come up here and it says vocat is third person singular active. It'll show you what the form is of vocat.
okay. Got it. All right.
Because I'm not quite understanding what your problem.
Well, voco, because then you have how you went from voco to vocari or vocat.
Oh, okay. I see what your problem is.
And I'm looking at voco. I go, that Vaco doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, okay. I see what the problem is now. All right. What I probably need to do is we need to gently introduce you guys to verbs in their full glory. Really, all you need right now is the present tense. And I will start including the first person singular so that you know what the dictionary entry is, okay?
And that's what the dictionary entry shows, the first person singular?
Yeah, so what I should add here in a somewhat already crowded
Table.
table is I should probably put in a voco, a habeo, a opponent,
Yeah, there you
and
go.
a copy. Pono. Excuse me. Pono is the first person proponent. A copio and then an audio, so that you can then map those back to the first person and the dictionary. So I will do that. I will do that next time. That's probably not an unreasonable thing to do.
Okay, thank you.
I think we have seen the infinitives, haven't we? Maybe not.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. So I will,
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any of them.
yeah, I will
Yeah.
steal this table and
Reinvent it.
no, revise it.
Reimagine it. There you go.
Yeah, reimagine it. You've been to too many business meetings.
Hey, I got a real quick question.
Sure.
You imagine something, how can you reimagine it then? I always wondered about that one.
I put that in the same category as proactive.
Proactive. Oh
Which,
God.
which by the way, originally was a proactive originally was referred to a psychological disorder. So I always laugh when I hear that word.
Hmm.
Oh, anyway, what can I say?
Okay.
Madison Avenue strikes again. Well,
Pretty-
not just Madison Avenue, but you know. So I will redo this table a little bit, and hopefully that'll clear some of that up.
Yeah, so then you're giving us the root word, but then you have these four.
Yeah, now that I don't want to
verbs.
do yet. Okay. Whoops.
Okay.
Wrong slide here. Hold on. There we go. Let's go back to definition. Yeah, voco, vocavi, vocatum. This is the perfect form, and that is the perfect participle. I don't want to even talk about those yet.
Oh yeah, please don't.
Okay.
Okay.
The good news is once we get those, from those three forms, and the fact that I happen to know that these are, well, because it's an O, an AVI, and an atum, I already know that that's first conjugation. So let me put vaco up there for a moment there, and we can look. Whoops, sorry, I want to do that conjugation. From that, I know how all of the whoops. Nice. There we go. I know
No, you
how
got it.
all of these forms work. Okay.
Hmm.
You do not need to know many of these forms. In fact, you really only need to know vocat, vocant at the moment. Oh, well, you need to know the passive form. Oops, hold on. There we go. You need to know the passive vocatur and vocantur. You don't need to know the other passives at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also need to know the imperative form, which I think is down here at the bottom. There it is, voca and vocate. Those are the only four forms. So there's a lot of forms in here. You do not need to know, and you really shouldn't because, oh, and the infinitive, vocate. And the reason is just overload. You're learning a lot of vocabulary and grammar in terms of sentence structure.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much on the verbs, okay? And we will get to verbs. I believe it's around chapter 10 or 11, if I remember correctly. I kind of thumbed through the book a little.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. Let's see, was that where it was? Where was it? I'll have to, maybe, I don't know, maybe it was later than that. Where was it? Oh, okay. Yeah, 15. Magister et discipuli. They start talking about first and second person and stuff like that. So you'll eventually get it. I suspect it may be sprinkled in some of the stories later on because as they, you know, as the characters in the story say, I am doing such and such, or I do this, we'll see it. But right now, you don't. But as I said, I'll redo that. I'll redo that particular table, and hopefully that'll clear some of that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good, sir.
All right. So where were we here? We were
We're
here.
close to the end.
Yep, we should be. New share. I'm going to go that one, and I'm going to go, oh, where's the Familia Romana? There it is. There. Okay, so, whoop. There. All right. So, let's see, did we, oh, I think I stared in on this sentence. Yeah, Julius ancillas ad se vocat et iis quoque mala et piradat. Yes, Julius calls the handmaidens to himself, ad se, and also gives dot iis, dative, apples and pears to them. Well, iis.
To them, yeah.
Dative.
Them, yes.
Ancile lete ex atrio exeunt.
Yippee.
The happy handmaidens leave or go out of the atrium.
Mhm.
It's in Latin, that's kind of redundant. The verb means to exit and to
Yeah, they do
I
that.
guess you could say exit from the atrium. That's probably a good way of saying it. Cui Julius malum dat, puero malum dat, puer cui Julius malum dat est filius eius. Who does Julius give an apple? He gives an apple to his child.
To the boy.
Well, to the boy, yeah, thank you, male child. The boy to whom, excuse me, in English, be the boy to whom Julius gives an apple is his son. So we're picking up some more of the relative pronouns here. I don't think we've had cui yet. Maybe
No,
we
that-
have. But that's, and
Say
by
that
the way,
again.
going back to, oh shoot, let me
They got, they,
let's see here. Let me add a share here. Yeah, there we go. I believe in the summary page, where is it? Come on now, let me find the right summary page. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, I gave you all of the relative pronouns. There we go. See, oh no, those are the interrogative pronouns. These are the relative pronouns. The relative pronouns look almost exactly the same as the interrogative pronouns. So as you can see, yeah, that's right. Cuius. Yeah.
Cui.
Okay. So wait, something's wrong here. Do I have that out of order? Oh, good grief. I have that totally out of order. I apologize. I need to fix that because that is not the genitive. That is the accusative. Oh my, I messed up that one. All right, I'll fix that one next time too.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Why do I find these after I send them out? Oh, well.
It's your eyes, your brain sees the correction. but-
Yeah, the brain says, yeah, this is
yeah.
it. Yeah, so anyway.
Okay, that peri cui.
Cui is to whom. Yeah, okay, like,
So
yeah.
really, I guess, okay, so I would, if I read this, I'd have to say Julius gave the apple. Why would you say to whom is boy?
No, that's all the sentence. To whom is Julius giving the apple to, or to whom is Julius giving the apple? There we go.
And he gives the apple to the boy.
Right. Puero, again, dative, malum dat. He gives
Right.
the apple to the boy.
Boy. And then this is the next sentence. I'm sitting there. It's
The boy to whom Julius gave the apple is his son.
okay.
Yeah. Now, see, in this case, it's the interrogative pronoun because you're asking a question.
Right.
This case, it is the relative pronoun. Now, what does that mean? Well, they're the same thing, so don't sweat it. I mean, they have the same form. So, and that's
Yeah,
true.
they have the same form, but a little different meaning.
Pardon? Oh,
said
yes,
they-
yes, they have a slightly different meaning. Yes, yes.
Okay. See, yeah,
But
that's
but it's no different than English. English is much the same way.
see,
We
that's
would
where these things have double duty, and I'm sitting there, and that's where I kind of.
well, they do in English as well. So
That's true.
so cui Julius osculum dat, to whom does Julius give a kiss?
Yeah.
Puelle osculum dat. He gives a kiss to the daughter,
Girl.
to the
Yeah,
girl.
to the daughter, girl. Yeah.
Puella cui Julius osculum dat filia eius, yes, sorry, est. So what they're doing here is they're using the interrogative pronoun to whom, and then they're using the relative pronoun there. So actually, I guess I'll bring up the slide here. And oh boy, I really mangled that. Let me see how badly I mangled this. Let's see. Personal pronoun. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. Interrogative pronoun. Oh, now this is correct. This is the right order. Wow, how did I mangle the second one since it's almost here? I'll tell you what. Let's do. Okay, hold on a second. Wow. All right. Oh man. Okay. So let's I apologize. I don't know how I did that. Copy. Oh wow. Come on. Paste. But I could use the keyboard, right? Oh, good grief. Copy. Paste. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to swipe them so that these are correct. Oh, wow. Hold on. Maybe this will be easier. Here, let's pick this up. There. And then let's go down here. Let's say edit, paste and match style. Let me make sure these are correct here. Quem, cuyus, kui, qua, quo, qui, qua. Yeah. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I mangled that. And let me also do this for a moment. Oh, I can't open that in a new window. Oh, how terrible. Oh, well. So anyway, here are the interrogative pronouns, quis, que, quid, who, who. But the quem, quad, cuyus, cui, quo, etc. All the others are the same, okay? And we use the interrogative pronouns to ask the question, okay? The relative pronouns we are used, they stand, let's see, did I do this? Yeah, they stand in place where they introduce a clause, like the apple which was on the table, the apple which Julius gave, or the apple, or the boy to whom the apple is given, or something like that. So it introduces a clause. And in English, it's usually who, whose, whom, what, or which is the same we would use to ask the question. So really, they're almost identical in forms of in the form. The difference is this is qui, que, quad, which is the relative pronoun. And then in the interrogative pronoun, it's quis, que, quid, but everything else is the same. So so cui is, 2 or 4. So to whom did he give the apple? Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
In the very last sentence.
Yeah. So the girl to whom Julius gives a kiss is his daughter.
Oh my God, hold on.
Now, one thing that they did not do is they really ought to put commas after there, like quella, comma, cui Julius osculum dat, comma, filius eius est.
So you're saying the girl who Julius gave a kiss is his daughter.
Right.
See, at first my first instinct was the girl, I was going to say something like the girl who kissed Julius.
Well, the
Is his
problem is
daughter.
Julius there is in the
The
nominative
subject.
form. It is not Julium.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. US. I
So
got
you
it.
would say, if it was the girl giving Julius the kiss, you would say puella Julium.
Yes,
Dot.
got it. Okay. And then osculum, that again, that's the accusative case,
Yes.
object of the thing.
Yep. Direct object.
Direct object, right?
And I think you're out of luck, Mike, since they didn't even put spaces between words.
Well,
Or
oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh my God.
Or punctuation. So you can't, it's very outrageous that you're expecting commas.
I'm not you.
The grammar is supposed to do that for you.
Well, yeah.
Well, I got to go back to grammar school, learn grammar.
Now, what my wife is referring to is the original Latin text. If you go way back 2,000 years ago, had no punctuation and generally did not have spaces between the words.
Oh my Lord.
And Julius Caesar was highly renowned for being the only one of only a very few people of his time. We're talking like 2 centuries, who could sit down and read off a letter silently immediately. Almost everyone read it out loud because it was so hard to pull the words apart because there were no spaces between the words.
Yeah, crazy.
And he started sending his dispatches to Rome and putting a dot above the first letter of each word, which made the letters much more readable and made them
Now,
very
was it
popular.
above the first letter or was it between sentences?
No, it was the first letter of each word.
Each
So
word,
it
so you
allows
knew
you
that
to
was a new
parse the
word. Wow.
words.
Yeah.
That way you could parse the words, which
Yeah.
before that were difficult.
Yeah, if you look on some of the very, very, very old monuments in Rome, you will see them squished together. The next development was to put dots between the words to separate out the words to make it a lot easier. But yeah, modern punctuation is really quite late. The first thing you see are the periods. I forget where those, I want to say the 12th century, maybe.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact they had not invented cheap paper. And because the papyrus was so time consuming to use, and vellum even more so, that you not only crammed as much into one roll as you could, but you also scraped it and reused it. That's what a palimpsest is.
Yeah, well, that would have been later on because
they talk about it all the time. Notes were sent back and forth between people, which were pieces of previously used parchment that were sanded off and just written on.
I thought parchment was later, wasn't that?
No, they used parchment for scrolls in 2,000 years ago.
Let me look here for just a moment. I thought it was later than that, but I may be wrong. Let's see, parchment. Oh, all right. They did have it back then. Okay. It became very popular during the Middle Ages because it was very durable, whereas papyrus wasn't. But yeah. They also used wax tablets.
I think you mean vellum was more durable, not paper.
No, I said
but
parchment.
They did. Yeah, they did have. Yeah, and they had.
Parchment is the older animal.
Yeah,
vellum is the younger animal.
Yeah.
Unlike what they have in art stores today, which is neither parchment nor vellum. So, I mean, real.
Yeah, it's called parchment, but it's not.
It's not, yeah, not real, the real stuff, not the original. So, All right. Anyway, it is 9 o'clock. It is time to wrap up. So are there any questions on the material?
Yeah.
I could share a real quick story.
Well, how about we do that after we close out,
Okay, fine.
and then we'll finish up. Yeah, let's finish up here, and then we'll hang on for a minute. Now let's close that. Okay, hopefully this is still showing up. Yeah, I think so. All right. Next time. All right. So finish the exercises. I've made great headway in the exercises, or I mean the grading the homework.
By the way, for next time, are you going to discuss Thursday night?
Oh,
Next
yeah. Well,
week.
it's down there. It's down there. I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
See, no class next week. Patience. So anyway, try and get the exercise done. No class next week. Okay. Thursday, let's see, what is it? August
17.
17th. There we go. Is Monsignor Golosinski's 90th birthday. Jenny and I both want to attend that. So barring any disasters between now and then, we will. And so there will be no class next week.
Sounds Polish.
Yes, very much so. Monsignor, if you've never met him, is a real treasure. Well, anyway, he's a real treasure, very knowledgeable. He reads everything.
He's a real scholar.
Yeah. So next class then will thus be the 24th, and we will cover chapter 7, the Grammatica Latina. And yeah, do read the Latine Disco again. Yeah, Maria says love his homilies. Yeah, no disrespect to Father Felix, who does a reasonable job, but Monsignor's homilies are way, way better. Monsignor tends to delve deeply into the biblical text often, and does a nice job of explaining the culture and various other things. So you can tell, though, that Monsignor is 90 years old. He's getting a little frail, and sometimes wanders a little bit mentally. But yeah, we want to go to that and wish him a happy birthday. Sure. So keep that in mind. So with that, I will mute everybody, and we will do our oratio finalis. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum. Adveniat regnum tuum. Fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. So with that, we are done with our regular